Halo. Hi there, Manthan.
Hi, sir. Hi. Hey, hello.
How are you, man? How's it going? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So, how are you, man? How's it going?
Sir, it's good. I am going to book my IELTS test date tomorrow.
And on which date are you planning to take the test?
Um, I think probably October, end of October.
The end of October.
Yes.
Okay. And what about the things we discussed the last time?
We have discussed many kinds of things like paragraph reading, and I had a problem like I am learning coding, and you suggested Telegram. Sorry, what websites.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried,
Okay.
and it helped me a lot, like mind maps, and also Chirag suggested me.
Hmm. Did you go through all the mind maps?
No, not all, but most probably many, because we practicing after class, and Chirag showed us many kinds of mind maps.
Hmm.
So I have implemented in my curriculum.
Perfect. As of now, which is the module that you're struggling the most with?
Sir, I have uh, many biggest problem is the reading,
Hmm.
which was very annoying in past and nowadays also.
Okay. So, in the reading module, you're facing the most issues. Which
Yes,
question
yes,
type
yes.
exactly?
I think I am good at true false not given, and blanks as well.
Hmm.
But I have problems in list of headings,
Okay. List of
are
heading.
annoying me so much.
Anything else? Any other module that? Any other
I
question
think
types?
as yes, information matching. Yes,
Matching the information.
yes.
Okay, so let's start with list of headings. I'll be sharing my screen. Just give me a second. I think you should be able to see this screen. Is it visible?
Yes,
List
sir.
of headings.
Yes, yes, sir.
So what is your
Yes,
strategy? What was taught to you?
sir. I have heard many things like read first, second, and third line of starting and ending of the paragraph,
Hmm.
and find by yourself, and comprehend the whole paragraph.
Okay. So,
But I am unable to do like this.
hmm. So what?
But I didn't understand sometimes the what paragraph or what writer said to us.
Hmm. See, when it comes to these question types, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where tutors, so-called tutors, they suggest that you should read the first two lines, you should read the last two lines. But Manthan, really tell me,
Hmm.
does it work?
No, 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 definitely not.
It does not work. Why do you think that happens?
Because I cannot able to find the answer on basis of one, two, three lines
Hmm.
starting and ending.
Perfect. See, what you need to understand is whenever we write a paragraph, let's take the instance of this paragraph. So let's say you are the author. So you'll try to introduce the paragraph in the first two or three lines. So this is what you will be doing. So this is kind of a mini introduction of any given paragraph.
Hmm.
In the middle, you'll try to explain whatever you introduce. So this is your mini body, just like our essays. And at the
Hmm.
end, we'll try to conclude. You lose words like
Conclusion,
thus,
yes.
therefore, thereby, however, see here it
Hmm.
is. And you'll try to conclude in the last few lines. So this is your mini conclusion. So any given
Hmm.
essay, would you understand just by reading the introduction, just the body, or just the conclusion, or do you need a comprehensive understanding of all three aspects, intro, body, and conclusion?
Hmm. True, true.
You need all three of them, right? So
Hmm.
this is exactly what you're supposed to do. When finding list of headings, you're supposed to read the passage, thoroughly understand it, and then go and eliminate the wrong options. Because if you check the options as well, how many questions are there? Just 4 of them. But how many options are there?
8.
More than 4, more than the questions.
Hmm.
So if you mark the keywords, there is a very good probability that all the keywords will be found in the passage, because they took these keywords from these passages. So it will more and more confuse you.
Hmm.
So do not mark the keywords. All you're supposed to do is read the passages. Once you understand it, go to eliminate the incorrect answers and then try to figure out the correct answer. Is this
Yes.
part absolutely clear?
Okay, sir.
Alright. We'll start reading, just give me 1 second. Alright, so let's start. Okay, so we'll first go to the paragraph 1 and we'll understand this paragraph in depth. So the title says the physics of traffic behavior. I want you to read out loud for me. Can you do that, Manthan?
Okay, whole paragraph?
The entire paragraph, yes.
Okay. Let me start. Some years ago, when several theoretical physicists, principally Dirk Helbing and Boris Kerner of Stuttgart, Germany, began publishing papers on traffic flow in publications normally read by traffic engineers. They were clearly working outside their usual sphere of investigation. They had noticed that if...
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's start from here. Here you made a pronunciation error. So this is called, this is pronounced as physicists, to make it plural. If you don't pronounce the last syllable, sir, it will make it singular. The second thing is, you tried to pronounce this part even though you know that it is challenging. And this is a reading test. You're not supposed to pronounce these things perfectly. It's okay if you mispronounce it. Right? So this is how I would be reading. Chirag is already here. Hey Chirag.
Hi sir, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. We are at the same passage, the physics of traffic behavior. Do you remember this passage?
Sir, I'll be back in 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Sure, take your time. Okay, so Manthan, this is how I would be reading if I were you. I would read like, some years ago when several theoretical physicists, principally this person and that person from Germany, because I'm not concerned about who these people are. I'm just concerned about what they did. Did you see what I did? And what did they do?
Publishing papers.
Papers on traffic flow in publications. Normally you pronounce this as a read, but this is V2. It is
Read. Okay.
Normally read by
traffic engineers.
And these people, this person Dirk and Boris, they were clearly working outside their usual sphere. What do you mean by working outside their usual sphere?
Means
what is this whole thing?
Means usually what they did and out of that work, I think.
I think in the previous session as well, I mentioned the term inferred meaning. Do you remember that? Inferred meaning, I said.
What's that?
There is something called inferred meaning. Inferred meaning means the author will try to convey a message using different words. You are supposed to conclude that explanation of the author in your own understanding. So here sphere means a ball. So if I Google sphere, I'll be seeing a lot of balls. So this is the meaning of sphere. So working outside the usual sphere means this is something that they usually did and now they are working outside that comfort zone. So they were trying to experiment with certain things. Now did you get what the author was
Mhm.
trying to say?
Mhm.
Right, let's proceed. They had noticed from here.
Okay. Okay. They had noticed that if they simulated on the movement of vehicles on a highway using the equations that describe how the molecules of gas move, some very strange results emerged.
Okay, that is strange results emerged. What do you mean by simulate?
Okay. Can I read?
What do you mean by simulate? What is the meaning of simulate?
Simulate means I know the means, but how can I express?
That's right.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Chirag.
Simulate means like તમે મને પેલું એક એક્ઝામ્પલ આપ્યું હતું આપણે ગેમ વાળું ને
We have game controllers, which we call as simulators as well. We are the person who is simulating the character on the screen. So we have simulators in our hands, so we are controlling that character. So what they did is they simulated the movement of vehicles on a highway using the equation that described how molecules of gas move. So now we are talking about a new subject. Which subject is this? Gas molecules. Any idea? Is it related to traffic? Gas molecules? Or is it related to science?
Think is related to science.
Correct. So now you can clearly see that they were working outside their usual sphere of investigation. Their usual investigation was related to traffic and highways. Now they are trying to mix and match and trying to blend the concepts of these two subjects, science as well as traffic. So when they did this, some very strange results emerged. Emerged means it came out. Please proceed. Of course.
Yeah. Of course, vehicles do not behave exactly like gas molecules. For
This is
for
what-
vehicle, sorry,
hold
for
on,
example,
hold on. So this is what many students miss. They miss the punctuations. Do you know how to use a colon in your writing task? I'm talking about writing.
I have not much idea to do it.
Yeah. So when you understand how colons are used, you'll know what exactly this means. So colons are used for explaining certain things. For instance, I can write, I brought 3 books from my friend, the alchemist. The let's say and. So these 3 books. So as I mentioned 3 over here, this is where I explained which 3 books. So columns are used for explanation. So now if you notice, they were trying to explain. Why? Giving an example. So for example,
For example, drivers try to avoid collisions between slowing down when they got too near another vehicle, whereas gas molecules have no such concern.
okay,
However,
hold on.
the
So you're missing all the plurals. Gas molecules, collisions. What do you mean by collisions?
collisions means two things are
Crashing
Collide.
with each other, colliding with each other, and it is pronounced as collision, not collision. Collision. And what do you mean by
collisions.
concern?
Okay. Concerns means a problem, and it's about like worry and
Kind of a worry. So they are not worried about crashing. So what these 2 lines convey is, when drivers are getting closer to each other, in order to avoid collisions, they try to slow down. And whereas gas molecules, do they have any concerns like that of crashing? Are they worried about crashing? Not really. So
no such
they are
concern.
not concerned. However,
The physicists modified the equations to take the differences into account, and the overall description to traffic as a flowing gas has proved to be a good one.
very good. Now can you see another punctuation? What is this called?
It's
Semicolon.
It's a semicolon,
Semicolon.
or you can also pronounce it as semicolon. Both are correct. So, do you know how to use a semicolon in your writing task? Because these punctuations are mandatory if you want to score more. This is the grammatical range and accuracy. Punctuation, capitalization, these things are part of grammar.
I have never used this semicolon or colon. to be
It's not
honest.
that challenging. All you have to understand is, let's say the author decides to put a full stop. So the author would write something like very good one full stop, the moving gas. So what is the difference between this and this?
Uh, uh, that is
Full stop and semicolon.
full stop.
So the author had the opportunity to put a full stop, but when writing they decided that they want to continue this sentence because this sentence is also closely related to the previous one. That's it. That's a semicolon.
Okay, closely related.
Right? So instead of ending the sentence with a full stop, you can decide to proceed writing. The only criteria is this sentence or this clause should be closely related to the previous clause. Clear?
Okay. Sir, how can we speak while that types of colon and semicolon are coming to our between our speaking and sentence?
Okay, so you're talking about punctuations and you're talking about the pauses that are used in punctuation. So if I
Pauses. I am talking about pauses. How
yeah.
to take pause.
So before I pronounce it or before I demonstrate it, I want you to understand the difference between the length. So that's a full stop. This is a semicolon. This is a colon. And this is a comma. Can you see these four things are different? These are all punctuations,
Yes,
and you should be using all four of them in your writing. So if you look at the pause of a full stop, it is the longest pause that we take in between sentences. When we take pause for a comma, it is comparatively just half the length. But when we take the pause, it should be more than a comma, but not as big as a full stop. Can you visually see the difference now?
Yes, sir.
So this is what you're supposed to demonstrate while speaking. So let me try this one. Here there is a comma, there is a semicolon. We don't have a colon, so let me start reading from here. So we'll have a colon, full stop, comma, and semicolon. Of course, vehicles do not behave exactly like gas molecules. For example, drivers try to avoid collisions by slowing down when they get too near other vehicle, whereas gas molecules have no such concern. However, the physicists have modified the equations to take into differences the account, and the overall description of traffic as a flowing gas has proved to be a very good one. The moving gas model. Did you see all the pauses?
Yes, sir.
So all I did is I made sure that there is a difference between these pauses. That's it. Try to proceed.
Okay, sir. We have completed this passage. Means this paragraph. So
Yeah. Okay,
what
this
we
part.
can do
Here it says
now.
phenomena. What do you mean by phenomena?
Phenomena means it is a type of talk like phenomena means. How can I?
Phenomena is nothing but an event. But they wrote phenomena instead of phenomenon. Why?
Patna?
That is true. Ghatna means event. So what is the difference between phenomena? What mistake did I make? Yeah. And phenomenon. What is the difference? I'll show you another one. Can you see something similar in these two?
Yes.
So whenever you see on, it is singular. and this is plural.
Okay.
Now do you get the difference?
Yes, sir.
So phenomena, many phenomena, they used many phenomena. I cannot use many phenomenon because it is plural here. So we understood the first passage. This is an extra passage that they shared, but the answer is already shared here. As you understood the passage thoroughly, let's try to eliminate. You just need to tell me if the first answer is right or wrong. And before that, you need to take into consideration that this is an example. So this is already solved. Now what about the second one? Was the passage
Yeah,
about a
maths
math experiment?
I think no.
Did we talk
With the
about any
passage
math experiment
for one
that
time?
actually reduced traffic congestion?
No.
No, so it's not the answer. Is it about how one concept or a concept from one field of study was applied in another field?
No.
Were there different concepts used in this passage?
Yes.
Which ones?
I think many phenomena and
Traffic, science.
molecules. Okay, traffic science. Yes.
These are two completely different concepts. Now read this again. Does it make sense?
I think yes.
So, a concept from one field of study, that was science, was applied in
Applied.
traffic.
Another.
Now it makes more sense.
Yes.
The whole passage was about
Yes.
the same thing. About how
Yes.
glass molecules, not glass molecules, air molecules, something like that. Molecules of a gas,
Yes,
how
molecules.
they behave with each other and how traffic behaves. The whole passage conveyed this message. So, are we supposed to write this as our answer, or are we supposed to check the remaining answers?
We can check the
We should
remaining
check
answer
the remaining answers.
because we should.
Was there anything about investment or driver training?
No.
Doubts or disagreements between experts? Any countries? They mentioned one country, that was Germany. There was no mention of any other countries. So here it says countries. So
Only
this is
a
definitely
country. Yes.
Then what about the impact of driver behavior on traffic?
No.
And the last one was a proposal to take control away from the driver. Did they say that drivers should not be controlling?
No.
Definitely. So we already found the answer. One more thing is, when you read by yourself, you won't have this level of clarity because there might be words that you do not understand fully. There might be complex grammar structures that makes it even difficult to understand. So what happens is you end up with two answers, not one. So what should you do in this situation? In this scenario, what should you do?
Read following passages and try to find similar answers. Like we get two answers of A, section A. So it is possible to same answer. I think suppose બીજો છે તો ઈ કોઈ પણ બીજામાં આવી શકે એમ. તો ઈ એનો આન્સર થઈ શકે એમ.
True. So what happens is, when this situation happens, do not force an answer. Let's say the correct answer is 3. We already found this, but during the test we might not know which is the correct answer. It might be 3, it might be 2. What if we forcefully select 2 as the correct answer, and then the actual answer for D is also 2? So now you won't be selecting D for 2 for D answer, you end up selecting something else. So this is also wrong, this also becomes wrong. So do not force the answers. Whenever you are confused, just make sure that you leave it as it is and start solving other options, other passages. So simultaneously, when we solve other passages, you will come across the correct answer for D, that is 2. So you can eliminate D from here. So the answer for section A is 3, section D becomes 2. Is it clear now?
Sir, what we can do in suppose one paragraph is consists of 2 paragraphs, like in this passage. So where we can find the answers? Answer means in upper paragraph or down.
See, the thing is, while reading, while solving, you need to read both of them. But as I know that the answer is right here, I did not read the second paragraph. But while you're solving by yourself, you should be reading both of them. Alright? Most probably it will be the first passage, but as it is A, you need to thoroughly read A. And what happens is, you will have other question types to solve. Along
Yes,
with list of
same,
items, it's not the
simultaneously.
only question. You need to simultaneously solve other passages as well.
This happens in information matching also. Two passages.
True, it happens. So leave the confused ones as it is, and then start solving the other ones.
Okay.
Shall we proceed to the next
Right.
passage? Should we proceed to the next passage?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's see. We are skipping B because here it also already says B. So we'll go to C. Chirag, do you want to read?
Screen is black.
Screen is blank. How is that possible? What about
Now
your-
clear, now clear,
Now it's clear, right? Okay.
now clear. Can I start?
Yes, please.
The physicists have challenged proposals to set a maximum capacity for vehicles on highways. They argue that it may not be enough simply to limit the rate at which vehicles are allowed to enter a highway. Rather, it may be necessary to time each vehicle's entry onto a highway precisely to coincide with a temporary drop. Coincide with a temporary. Sorry, sir.
Coincide
With a temporary drop in the density of vehicles along the road.
Hold on. So here what the physicists are doing is they are trying to challenge a proposal to set a maximum capacity for vehicles. So when the vehicles enter a highway, it should not be weighing more than certain amount of weight. So this is what the physicists are trying to do. So they are arguing, and this is an important part. Chirag, were you able to say this one this time?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to notice this part?
It might not be enough simply to.
So this is
It may
not
be
sufficient,
necessary.
and this
Second
is
one
mandatory.
is
Mantha, did you say something here?
Yes, sir. The argue it may not be enough simply to limit and it may necessary. It means first એને ના પાડી અને second
Then they
એટલે
mention
મતલબ
that it
first
is
માં
necessary.
નથી.
So this part is important.
also linker is used rather.
Rather is used, and this tells us that now they are going to switch positions. I would prefer tea rather than coffee, just like that. So what is necessary is to time each vehicle's entry onto a highway precisely. What do you mean by precise? Manthan, do you know the meaning?
Sir, I know the meaning, but precise means to good at સારી રીતે કરવું એમ. Precise means થોડુંક વધારે ચોખ્ખાઈ થયું.
That's not the meaning. Pramod, do you want to give it a shot? Do you know the meaning of precise? You can unmute yourself.
In exact terms, like absolutely something like.
Okay, let's simplify this word. It's not that complicated. I always use this as an
Yes.
example. So let's divide 100 by 4. What do we get?
Like in act terms, like precisely, like literally speaking
No,
something.
no. It's a simple mathematical
sir.
question. 100 divided by 4. 25. Come on, guys. 100 divided by 3.
33.
33.33333. So which one is more precise or more accurate?
25
This is
and
wrong.
divided by
It
4.
means precisely means accurately. Now is it clear to understand?
Accurate, ચોક્કસ.
Chokkers.
Okay.
See, chokkers can be used in many ways. It's a Gujarati word, so we can use it in many ways. તમે આવશો રમવા માટે હા ચોક્કસ. So that's a yes instead of precisely.
Yes, definitely.
like exactly, correctly something.
Exactly. And there is another word. The word is coincide. You guys already know this word. The only thing is the form is different. This is the word. Now, you know this meaning? The meaning of this word. Coincide means coincidence. When two things happen simultaneously, that is a coincidence. Without planning, of course. So, it is necessary to time each vehicle's entry onto a highway precisely to coincide with a temporary drop in the density of vehicles along the road. What is the aim of doing this? Pramod, would you like to read?
Sorry, could you please say again?
Would you like to read this passage from here? The aim of doing this. Do you want to try? If no, that's completely fine. It's not mandatory.
I'm sorry, but I didn't pay much attention of it.
Okay, that's alright. That's completely fine. Manthan, Chirag, Olivia, would you guys like to try to read? If you read, if you make any pronunciation errors, I will get an opportunity to correct you, and that will be your opportunity to learn from your mistakes.
Okay, sir. The aim of doing this would be to smooth out any possible fluctuations in the road conditions that can trigger a change in traffic behavior and result in congestions.
Congestion. What is a congestion? What is trigger? What are fluctuations? Fluctuation, I believe, is the
Fluctuations
easiest of all.
ups and downs.
So, sudden ups and downs is a fluctuation. Normal ones are not called fluctuations. So that is clear. What is the second one? Trigger. Rajveer, would you
Target.
like to give it a shot? Trigger.
Target something.
No. Manthan. Trigger.
No, sir, no idea.
Like something switch.
We press the switch.
You
to
gave me
start
an
a
example
process.
like
Yes,
one.
you still remember that example. So to trigger something means to start something. So when we press a switch, we trigger the action. Right? And the last one is congestion. What do you mean by congestion?
Better one.
No.
No. It is using in the while traffic jam, and also many things are come together in one area.
So what does it actually mean? Or exactly mean? Or precisely mean? Congestion.
Mm.
We also use it unknowingly in Gujarati. બહુ congested નથી લાગતું આજે? When do we say that?
Okay.
When it is too populated.
બહુ ભીડ હોય એક જગ્યાએ, ટ્રાફિકમાં આટલા બધા વાહનો એક જગ્યાએ આવી જાય. Populate, yes.
It's not just limited to vehicles. It's not just limited to people. Anything, if too much in quantity, is congested. It makes things congested. Correct? So congest is a verb. Congestion is a noun. Right? Let's proceed. They further suggest that
Preventing breakdowns in the flow of traffic could ultimately require implementing the radical idea that has been suggested from time to time,
Hold on.
directly regulating the
Hold on,
speed.
hold on, hold on. We have a new word,
So please zoom,
radical.
little bit zoom.
Sorry.
Please zoom little bit.
Yeah. Better.
Yes,
Okay. So what is radical?
done.
What do you mean by radical? Try to understand it with the context that is shared here. So radical idea means an idea that has been thoroughly observed, contemplated, and understood. In simple terms, well thought idea. So a radical idea. It's not just a random idea. It has been thought clearly of exactly how it works and how to put it into action. And now we can again see a colon. So Manthan, this time you understand what a colon is?
Sorry, sir, I cannot hear you.
They are using a colon over here. Here.
Okay,
Talking
yes,
with this
yes.
colon. Now you know that they are going to explain what they are trying to say.
Explanation.
So what are they trying to explain, Chirag?
They describe
Here.
this
You need to
line.
read it out.
Yes,
Directly.
okay. Can I directly regulating the speed and spacing of individuals cars along a highway with central computers and sensors that communicate with each car's engine and brake controls.
What do you mean by regulate? Not you, Chirag. You already remember the fan, so no.
Yeah, like
Hold on.
we have
Hold on.
like, as a control.
Yeah, it means
Sorry.
regulate means to control. So they are asking the radical idea, the thoroughly thought idea is regulating or controlling the speed of the vehicles and the spacing between individual cars should be controlled by computer sensors that communicates directly with the car's engine and brake control. So what are they trying to explain? It's already written here. You should be able to find it now. Manthan, this was your question, so please try to eliminate the answers.
Yes, sir.
Was it
How
about
a
math
maths
experiment?
experience actually? Okay, it is not a maths experience.
And one more thing is your voice is at 10% now as compared to the past.
Okay, sir. Now I'm audible.
You are far better audible.
Okay, sir.
So was it about a math experiment, this passage?
I think yes.
Where, okay, I did the math part, but there was no mathematical experiment.
Okay, yes.
Was there anything about investment in drivers?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Countries, still they have only mentioned Germany so far in the first paragraph. So no.
Okay, no.
About driver behavior on traffic speed.
No.
What about
No,
a proposal
एक
to take
minute.
control away from the driver?
I think no.
Yes or no?
No, sir, no.
No, so we eliminated all
A
of them.
proposal to take.
Let's look at the passage once
Did they
again.
make any proposal? I think.
So here the
No.
word proposal is already there, and here they are already mentioning that computers should control the car's engine and brake controls, not the drivers. So does it resonate with this part?
Yes, sir. I guess.
So
I think.
we'll go with this answer. Okay, this
Mhm.
is not an answer. I believe so far you understood what we are trying to do. We are first thoroughly understanding. During the examination, you won't be spending this much time, and the
Yes, sir.
Person.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
What should I do at that time?
See, the thing is, the only solution over here is vocabulary. The more words you understand, the easier it gets. And I believe that you already got the concept. This is how you're supposed to read and understand, and then figure out which is right and wrong.
Okay, sir.
That's
Sir,
a
this is the word radical.
radical.
Sir, its main meaning is also I know because I had passed out through this word because I was in science background, so I I learned radical word particularly because in chemistry I have practiced with this
Hmm.
word to find out more substances radicals
Hmm.
like positive or negative.
Hmm.
So it has its actual meaning and this they used in its contextual meaning.
See, radical has many meanings. One of them is thoroughly. One of them is revolutionary. So you can also call this as a revolutionary idea. Correct? And as per your context, science, it can be used in a different way as well. One word can have many meanings, many different ways. Even when adding punctuations, the meanings can start changing. Even when adding intonations, you can completely change the meaning just with the help of an intonation.
Okay, sir. And sir, how can we manage our time to throughout all passages? Like not three, but enough, a maximum two to get um, needed bands.
Okay, so try to understand this part. What if this is something I've explained many times? I'll repeat the same thing. What if I ask you to read faster? I'm asking you to increase your speed. What happens as an outcome? If your speed goes up, what goes down? Theory
To
of
understand.
relativity. So your comprehension or your understanding suffers. So you sacrifice understanding for speed. So is
No,
this a good
sir.
strategy?
I think not.
But the problem is we are under a timer. We have limited time. So what is the solution? Can we do anything during the examination?
I don't think so.
There is nothing that we can do during the examination. But what about before your examination? What should you do? So that your speed also increases and your understanding also gets better and better. Let me simplify it. There is something called affix, or we call it as affixes and roots. So this is how vocabulary is created. Vocabulary is made up of affixes and roots. In simple terms, affixes are nothing but prefix and suffix. We'll switch to our mind map. Give me 1 second. When it comes to communication skills, one thing that I've observed from many years is one shoe does not fit all. What I mean to say is there is no one strategy to cover everything. You need to implement multiple strategies, multiple concepts, and there are so many things that you need to do. So we are talking about our mind map. Can you see this thing?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, in order to read better, see, when I started reading, did you notice that I had comprehension of the passage? I understood the passage as well.
Yes, sir.
The reason being, I understand this part. This is how words are created. Let me explain how it works. So the word is prediction. Pre means before. You already know this from your experience of reading. You know that whenever you see pre in a word, it means before. And this is called our prefix. Whenever you see dict, D-I-C-T, it means to write or assert something by your speech. So whenever you see a dictionary, it means you are reading something from a book which has a lot of words. Can you see the correlation now?
Yes, sir.
The next one is ION. Whenever you see ION, if you noticed, I named out two things. Something was called as collision. Not collision, it was congestion from the paragraph we were reading. I said that it is a noun. The reason I know this is because I know that ION stands for a noun.
Yes.
Did you see the difference when knowing these things and without knowing these things? So this is what we are going to understand. So there are many root words. The first and foremost thing we should learn is root words. So whenever you see a root word, it tells you partially the meaning of the word. Let's take this for instance, auto. Auto means self or same. And whenever you see these words, it has something to do with self or same. Autobiography, automobile, or autonomy. Let's proceed further. Let's take bio. It has things to do with life and living organisms. So biology, the study of living organisms, biography, and biodegradable. So are you getting the point where I'm trying to go? So these are all
Yes, sir.
root words. So you should know all these root words. And the best way to do is write them down. I'll send you this PDF. Just drop me a DM, I'll send you this PDF. Learn all the root words. And once you master them, start learning the affixes. Can you please read out this affix definition? What are affixes?
Affixes are essentially just parts of the that are added
Okay,
to
hold
words
on,
to
hold on.
alter their meaning.
Manthan.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are reading, try to have 100% accuracy. Because for reading, you don't have to think too much. The grammar is exactly right in front of you. When you mispronounce the
Okay,
words
sir.
or when you miss certain articles or prepositions, you end up producing language without these things. Alright, I want you to slow down until you feel comfortable. Read individually all these words. Affixes are essentially just parts that, so make sure that you have accuracy. It's not about speed.
Okay, sir. Okay. Should I start?
Yes, please.
Affixes are essentially just parts that are added to words to alter their meaning or create new words altogether. The most common types of affixes are prefixes and suffixes.
Done? So prefix. These are all prefix. Let's open one of them. So whenever you say anti, I pronounce it as anti just to avoid the shame of or stigma of saying anti, because anti means something different in our language. So I pronounce it as anti. So anti means against or opposed to, and whenever you say
Opposed.
something like this, it means against something. Let's see another one. Mono. Mono means one. Monologue. We have monologues in listening. Section 2 and section 4 is all monologue. Section 1 and section 2 is, what are section 1 and 2?
Sorry, sir.
What are section 1 and 2?
Monologue.
Sorry, 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 is dialogue. Dia means 2.
Oh,
Right? So this is how vocabulary is created. And LOGUE, log means speech, tone, culture. So these are all the prefix that we can add in front of root, the root words. And then comes the last one and the final one, suffix. In order to understand suffix, you need to understand grammar. You should know what these terms are exactly as it is. Do you understand these terms? Nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs.
I don't ખબર છે પણ આમ એક્ઝેક્ટલી ખબર નથી કે નાઉન વર્બ છે એમ.
Okay. So
means.
the next time you go to your
Okay,
institute, ask them to teach these things first. These are the basic fundamentals. અને હું reading નો થાય, ચિરાગને ખબર છે. Without understanding these basic terms, you cannot identify things exactly as they are. It's too challenging. Let me simplify these 4 things. It's not possible to explain in 5 or 10 minutes, but I'll give you a basic idea of what these things are. Let's understand nouns. There are 2 types of nouns that you should know: proper nouns and common nouns. We right now have Manthan, Chirag, Jaison, Manroop or Rajveer. So we are all proper nouns because we are referred to by a particular name. So that's a proper noun. But what if I say man and a woman? Are these proper nouns?
No.
They are common nouns.
But
And common nouns would have singulars and plurals. So man becomes men, woman becomes women, pen becomes pens, toy becomes toys. But Jason cannot be Jasons until and unless I add apostrophe s. Got the difference? Nouns.
Yes, sir.
And a small and simple definition that you should already know: noun is the name of a person, animal, place, thing, idea, or a concept. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, let me write them down here. So I'll give you a simple definition. Let's understand it here. So we understood nouns. We understood proper nouns. We understood common nouns. So proper nouns, let's say Jason. Common noun would be a man. Is this clear so far? Because without understanding this, it's impossible to understand what these parts are. And this is your 90% grammar. If you understand these things, you'll be able to create a lot of sentences with the help of this. Let's proceed to verbs. Verbs are simply action words. Can you name an action? Any action.
Running, walking,
So
run, walk.
run, walk. So now let's identify whether it is a regular verb or an irregular verb. So you said the first word, run. So run becomes ran in the past form, and then it again becomes run in the past participle form. There are 5 types of verbs: V1, V2, V3, third person singular, and then comes the ing form. So let's take the first one, run. V2 becomes ran. Again,
Ran.
it becomes run in the past participle form. Then comes runs for third person singular, pronouns he, she, and it, and then comes running.
Running.
Then you use the word walk. So if I add ed to the word walk, does it become the past form? I just added ed. Walk became walked. So this is a regular verb. We can again do the same thing, and it again becomes the V3 form. Then comes walks and walking. So far, so good.
Yes.
Right. So now the only thing is you need to remember a few of the regular verbs and irregular verbs. For instance, there are 3 groups. Let's remove this one. I'll explain simple ones. So let's say group 1. I'll just say G1. There are words such as cut, 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 cuts, cutting. There are words such as find, found, found, finds, finding. And then there are words such as write, wrote, written, writes, writing. You already know these words. So these are all the forms, all the 5 forms. As I said, V1, V2, V3. The base form, past participle form. Then comes the plural form, or you can say the third person singular form. And the ing forms are the gerund forms. So are verbs clear?
Yes, sir.
Action verbs. See, of course, it does not end here. There is a lot more to learn when it comes to verbs, because we have auxiliary verbs, we have modal verbs, and so many other things. Then comes our third aspect, that is an adjective. So let's simplify adjectives. Okay, let's take it as modifiers. So this is called adjective or an adjective because it modifies the nouns. So I'll simply write here nouns. So let's say she is a woman. So she is our pronoun, it's third person singular. Is our auxiliary verb, a is an article, and woman is a common noun. Can you identify these things as it is? Did you understand all the things? Pronouns, we have an auxiliary verb, we have an article, and also a common noun. But there is no adjective. So if I add a beautiful woman, so can you say beautiful is describing the noun or object, that is woman. So beautiful becomes the adjective. As we have already reached here, let me show you 3 variations of adjectives, and the same thing applies for adverbs. This is called the positive degree. We can also do a comparison. She looks more beautiful today. So that is a comparative degree. Did you understand the comparative form?
Yes.
And there is also
Yes,
a
sir.
superlative form. She is
Superlative,
the
yes.
most beautiful woman I have ever seen. So this is called the superlative or degree, not form. So far so good? Is it easy to understand it this way?
Yes, sir.
See, there are not just words where we can add more and most. There are words such as tall, taller, tallest. So this is also positive, comparative, and superlative. Clear? Now comes the last and final one, the second modifier, that is our adverb. So adverbs, it modifies verbs, of course. It also modifies adjectives. So verbs, adjectives, these are what adverb modifiers. So let me share an example. She is singing. What is this? Singing. Now you should know this.
He's singing.
Your voice is not clear. Hello.
Yes, sir. What are you trying to think?
Okay. My question is, what is singing grammatically? I made a spelling mistake.
Is the singing? It is a verb.
It's a verb. It is in which form?
ING form.
ING form. Now you can identify these things. So if I add beautifully, now what is this? Beautifully. What does it modify?
Adverb.
It is an adverb because it is modifying the verb. अब समझाओ? This is what we are trying to understand.
Yes, sir.
Now as you understood the basics, these things should make sense. So I'll remove the grammar part. You can quickly take a screenshot. These are the basics of what we tried to understand. So we covered nouns, we covered verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Let me know once you're done. Done? Are you able to
Yes,
take a
yes, sir.
screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I do.
perfect. So I'll remove this one from this file. And now let's see noun suffixes. So there was this word congestion. So I'm looking for ION. Can you see? TION, SION. So these are all nouns. Expression, population, complexion. If I go to another word, whenever you see a word with HWOD, childhood, neighborhood, brotherhood, these are all nouns. હવે સમજાવો ને prefixes શું છે, prefixes, roots and suffixes. So noun suffixes will tell us which are the nouns. Verb suffixes of course would tell us which are the verbs. Let's take 8. So complicate, complicated, complicated, complicates, complicating. We have a regular verb. Same applies for dominate, same applies for irritate. Adjectives, let's take this one. Picturesque, I'm not sure what this is pronounced as. It's statusesque and burlesque. These are weird words. Let's take another one. Let's take full. We have beautiful, forgetful, joyful, helpful. This is what we understood previously. Now got the whole picture. These are adjectives. And next we have adverbs. Anti-clockwise, clockwise, edgewise. Calmly. She did her work calmly. So work is our verb and calmly becomes our adverb. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
it.
yes.
This is what the word fundamentals would look like. So we covered one aspect, that is understanding vocabulary. So now once you understand these word fundamentals, would you believe that you will have better comprehension? That was our first task, right?
Yes.
To have better comprehension of what we read. So let me go back to H. Yeah. So our first task was to have better comprehension. And of course you need to learn words as well. And I believe that you are already having access to word fundamentals. Not word fundamentals, it's called Wordsmith. It's a PDF, not a PDF, it's a website called vocabulary.com. Can you see this?
Sir, I have a question. Recently, my brother, my neighbor, went to the Canada for studying, and I've asked to him. So, how do you prefer to do best in reading? So he told me that to read newspapers and articles. So it is beneficial.
See, I have not read a single newspaper for the past 1.5 decades. So for the past 15 years, I have never touched a single newspaper. Because I don't prefer reading it. So it's a personal choice. If you love reading newspapers, if you love keeping yourself posted about the world, what is surrounding you, the good and the bad things, mostly the negative things, you can of course read newspapers. But if you're someone who likes reading articles, go ahead and read articles. If you like science fiction, read science fiction. If you like romantic novels, read romance. I am someone who prefers
because I asked him to how he did practice of reading and how did they give a IELTS test and so I asked him.
So the concept is reading regularly. It's not about which platform or which mode you are reading. It's about reading regularly and constantly learning new words. Did you get the concept? It's not about reading a particular thing.
Yes,
just
yes,
like a
sir.
newspaper. See, I am someone who has read self-help books for the past decade or so. Since the age of 17, I've been reading self-help books. And now I'm 28. So 11 years of reading. So that is the reason I understand words. It's not something that I snapped my finger and I knew these words. You just need to keep yourself exposed to new words. The more words you encounter, the better understanding you'll have. It's not just reading more and more. Of course, every single time you come across a word that you do not understand, get into the detail of it. Start researching the meanings, synonyms, antonyms, the pronunciation, spelling. Start making sentences. Use it in your writing, your speaking. That is how you learn words. It's a lot of investment of time and energy. Manthan, the first time you came here, we never knew each other. The first time we were not knowing each other well. But the second time, third time, now we know each other very well. So Jason, LC Joes, that's a vocabulary for you. Manthan, that's a vocabulary for you. So as we interacted frequently, I know you by your name. The moment you joined, I knew that it was Manthan, Chirag's friend from Bhavnagar. Just like that, when we come across words frequently, we understand them better. Got it? And do you know what is CEFR? Common European Framework of Reference. So this is what CEFR looks like. 1 second. This is what CEFR looks like. So this is what C1
Yes,
and
yes,
C2
IELTS
looks like.
marking.
Yeah, even on your TRF, they will show you C1, C2. So what you're supposed to do is learn C1 and C2 related words, and this entire link is filled of words at C1 and C2 level. A lot of these words I've derived from the Cambridge volumes as well. Apart from that, whenever I listen to a podcast or a TED talk or just a random movie, whenever I listen to good words, I collect it, I add it to this list. So I'll share the link. When you click on this link, you should be able to see a link that says bookmark. So just add it to your bookmarks. And before that, make sure that you log
Yes,
in.
yes, sir. Yes.
I think you
Chirag
already have
suggested
access
me
to this.
before.
You already have access to this. So the first part is clear. You know how to increase your comprehension. So in order to increase your comprehension, you should understand the affixes, the roots. So once you understand these things, your comprehension of course will get better. And simultaneously learn new better words from C1 and C2 level. These are all words at C1, C2 level. Then comes speed. Did you notice Chirag reading today? The way Chirag was reading.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you see him reading a couple of months ago?
I think no.
Chirag, when did we meet for the very
I
first
not
time?
heard.
I think in March.
March or April, I suppose.
Oh no.
We were already in touch since 2021 or the end of 2022.
Okay, you
Yeah, the
guys.
end of 2022.
Yes, sir.
So do you remember the first time I asked you to read out loud in front of random strangers on a Q&A session? I think it was the same platform. We were on Telegram.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the drastic change in your reading now?
Yes, sir.
Because you're reading regularly.
Yes.
Right? So Manthan, speed. This is what I was saying. Initially,
Yes, sir.
there was a lot of struggle, there was a lot of hesitation. As of now, you have a little bit of struggle and hesitation. You mispronounce certain words, you skip few words. So, once you practice consciously and regularly, your speed will eventually get better. This is not something you can do overnight, but speed is something that you can eventually improve. And what I would recommend is, all the Cambridge volumes that you have shared, that you have solved in the past, go through each and every one of them, find these words, write down its meaning, and then read it out loud. Because these words are
Yes,
from the
sir.
Cambridge volume.
So,
So when you learn these words will again get repeated. For instance, the word precision. We had a word precision somewhere here. Yeah, precisely.
precision.
We
Yes.
have this word coincide. This word repeats at least twice or thrice. This word repeats a lot of times. This word gets repeated a lot of times. This word gets repeated a lot of times. I'm talking about the Cambridge volumes. Another word, regulate. It is in many, many volumes. So once you come across this word the very first time, it's okay if you don't know, because it is your first time. Did you know who I was when we first met? Except my name, or a few things that Chirag might have shared. Did you know me personally?
No, sir.
No. But the second time we met, we know each other now by our name.
Yes, sir.
Right? So when you come across a new word, it's okay if you don't know, because you are not Sarva Guna Sampanna. This is how we call it. We don't know every single thing. We need to learn it. So the first time if you make a mistake, that's completely fine. But what if you come across the same word again and you still don't know? Now who's at fault?
Definitely mine.
Correct? So,
Yes, sir.
whenever you come across a new word that you do not know, after finishing the test, go through it again and learn these words completely. So, regulate means control. So, the next time you come across regulate, you should know that it means control. Yeah, and once you do this consistently, once you start
Yes,
reading out. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. One word I recently got it, which is sturdy,
Sturdy. What do you mean by sturdy?
like strong.
Sturdy not just means strong, it also means stable. So strong,
Okay.
of course, it has to be strong in order to be stable. So we always say that this table is sturdy. But if it is a
Okay.
moving table, we won't call it sturdy. So strong and stable.
Okay.
So this is
Sir, sir, I have got one link,
Mhm.
and it helps me to enhance my vocabulary. Like the links tell me which word is C2, C1, which is just wait a minute. Which one? Yeah, voice tube.
Let's Google it. What was it? Voice due
Voice tube. Tube. Tub.
tube.
Voice tube. Mm,
This one?
yes, yes. They tell us about definition and
Where should I click?
search. S-
Okay.
Search
So let's
vocabulary.
search assimilate. Assimilate means to take in and understand fully. Where is it? Did I
So
do it
please
wrong?
search vocabulary.
Okay, I'll do
Search
it wrong.
vocabulary.
Okay. Next.
No, sir. No, sir. Search vocabulary.
Search the word. The word is assimilate. It's not showing. Let's search this.
No, no.
Congestion.
Just wait a minute. I'll give you link.
No, it's not showing.
What it said? I'll silent right now.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So assimilate means to absorb and integrate information. True. It also says to adapt and become a part of a culture. Let's.
And also, sir, they gave videos.
Yeah. One second. So this is what. Okay. This is Indian. I need to first change the language. Yeah. So assimilate means Google says to take in and understand fully, and it almost means the same thing: to adapt and become a part of a culture, or to absorb and integrate information. Also says
So it
reduce
is right or
confusion.
not?
So yeah, this is a good one. So I'll search for a word. So conscientious. Let's search for this word. It says B2. I don't know why. It's a C1 word. C1, C2.
Okay.
I like this website. This is a good one. Yes,
Is
so
it
thank you
right
for
or not?
sharing.
B2, B1 or
I'm not sure this is right or not because there are certain words I searched for which it shows B2, but it is at C level.
okay.
It might be right, it might be wrong. I might be wrong because I'm just a human being.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing. This is a good one.
Okay, sir.
Let's search for C1. So this website is trash.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Of course, it's wrong. Let's see British Council. They won't share it directly. It's too blur. Yeah.
I think, sir, we will go in passage.
If this is C1, then let's search for contract.
Sir, what's the meaning of bankrupt?
Bankrupt. Where did you see that? B. Where is B? Yeah, bankrupt. Bankrupt means,
Second line.
let's say that we are running a business and we have a lot of loans or debts on our name. And when the debtor comes to us to get our money back, what if we tell them that we don't have money? So we can just simply tell the government, the bank, not the government, the bank, that we are bankrupt, we don't have any money to pay. And they will start seizing everything. So they will add a red tape and they will lock our assets. They will take all our assets, they will sell it, they will freeze everything. So that is called being bankrupt. Let's see what Google says.
Okay, sir.
Unable to pay their debts. Yeah. So I believe Manthan's question has been answered. So it's all about reading more, learning more, and making sure that you keep learning. Right?
Yes, sir, definitely.
And before we close this session, I'll show you something. This is something that I wrote, and I would believe this is my best writing so far. I won't explain it right now, but you're supposed to figure out what this means and let me know in the comments.
Sir, I booked the exam and my speaking is on 26
26th of this month.
September.
Yeah, this month.
And time is 3:40. 3:40.
In the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. So all the very best, man.
Sir, it is good or not?
Why would it not be good?
Okay, sir.
Can you see the whiteboard?
Sir, I think, sir, you can't. You right now, I think you have no any time for me.
The thing is, my sessions start early at 9 in the morning and I get free at 3 p.m. And then again my session starts at 4 and it ends at 8:30. Now you tell me, when should I?
But sir, I am really, sir, I am waiting for long days to meet with you.
Let's catch up this Sunday. Some days I'm free.
Okay, sir. So I'll come.
Definitely, let's catch up on Sunday. So this one I was talking about. So take a screenshot of this and let me know what you understood, and then I'll explain on your text. right? So Manthan, Chirag, you guys are the only ones left here. So we'll end this session. It's already past 11:30 almost. Right. Take care, guys, and thank you so much
Yes,
again.
sir.
And one more thing is,
Thank you,
Chirag and
sir.
Manthan, I'll be starting a new session. Chirag, it will just be a revision for you, but Manthan, it will be brand new for you. From Monday onwards, I'm starting a session from Monday to Saturday of reading. I'll start with reading. So let me know if you're interested. Just stop
Okay,
me.
sir.
Sir, wait. Sorry, sir. I can't understand.
I'm going to start an online session, a group session for students. I'm not posted anything yet. I know I'm too late, but I'm planning to start a session every week now. So Monday to Saturday, I'll cover one module. So if it is reading, so I'll be
Okay.
covering everything from scratch about the reading module. So practical sessions online,
Okay.
just
Like
like we
that.
did right now.
Like Q&A session.
Not the Q&A session. It will be a private one-on-one session, one-on-one or in group. Depends on the students that enroll.
Okay, sir. Got it.
I'll be posting details about it in the group tomorrow once I'm free, and let me know if you're interested.
Okay, sir.
Nikki, I was not able to interact with you throughout the session. How are you?
Hello.
Your voice was breaking, sorry.
Is it fine?
Okay, that's good to hear. How are you? Like, how's it going?
Okay. It's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to connect the network.
Okay. And I think we already connected in the past. I'm not sure if we know each other personally.
Yeah. The same.
I can only hear one words or
I was
partial words.
okay. Still my voice is breaking.
Mm-hmm. Now it's clear.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to just in a dilemma that should I join the VC or not because my network is making so much trouble.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
Nikki would also. What's your real name?
Um, it's long back. It was my.
Okay, that's okay. You don't have to reveal it here. So we'll have to end this session here. It's already close to 11:30. Right. Sure. So
Thank you
Nikki,
so much,
Chirag,
sir.
Okay.
Manthan, thank you so much for that.
Sir, I have a question, a last question.
Yes, Manthan.
Out of syllabus.
Okay.
What is the motive behind the name? Its name, Boring Academy.
Okay, let me share the website on this side.
Sir. He asked me. I tell him to. You ask to, sir.
Okay, so we have this website here. So why the Boring Academy? So here's what happened. Almost 2.5 years ago, when I started my own thing, I did not have a name for 10 days, and I had only one student whom I met on Clubhouse. So I was teaching this guy online, and I did not have an internet connection. It was not going very well, and for 15 to 20 days, I taught him by sharing my screen through Google Meet, and simultaneously I called him so that he can hear what I was trying to say. So after 10 days, this guy be like, "Sir, you did not name your institute. What are you planning to name it?" And as I was bored, I just named it the Boring Academy, because I believe that name has nothing to do with what is offered. So if people are coming here just for the name, that means their motive is different, their understanding of the world is different as compared to mine. I believe that what matters is the true value that is shared. A product or service should be known for
Okay.
its value, not the name.
Sir, I thought it is not boring, by the way.
Thank you. If you heard this guy, I'm not sure about his name, but this guy once said that be so good that people ignore the cover. If you are average, people will judge you by your cover. But be so good at what you do that people start ignoring the cover.
Right.
Right? I think this should answer your question. Alright guys, then let's end the session. It was so much fun. And by the way, we were live on 5 different platforms. Telegram was just one of them. We were live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Okay, sir.
Sure guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining.
sir.
It was absolutely fun. Let's catch up next week.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, dear. Take care. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
You too.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.